Alright everybody, so we've gone through pretty much the whole song. The only parts that are left are the chorus, and then there's like a little like interlude that kind of just shows up out of nowhere before the whole form repeats itself. So what I'll do now is I'll play that last measure of the pre-chorus, and then I'll go from there into the chorus all the way through to the interlude, and then I'll break it down for you. So here's that last measure of the pre-chorus. So that's the chorus. And basically what we're doing here, we start with an open E and open G. And then just for fun, I'm putting a little slap in there on the second beat. So it's 1, 2, 3. And then right on 2, I just kind of slap the strings and get a little crackle, a little pop off the fretboard. And so that's slap, and then open E and G, separated though. So the first time, beat 1, we play them together, and then beat 2, they're all separate. Slap, low E, G. And then after that, we play the C, sort of like a C, well, it's just C and G basically. So C on the 8th fret 6th string, and then G on the 2nd fret, also 2nd string 8th fret. And then we drop that second string 8th fret down to 7th fret, and then drop it again down to the 5th fret, but add an open G to that 5th fret. Back up to the 7th, and then the next measure we go to the low G plus open B. So that's like that. And then once we're on this G and B, we're doing that similar thing, G and B together, and then D and G. And then the double stop G and B plus low G and D. So, and then we play open D plus the D on the second string 3rd fret, and then we drop that D down to the 1st fret, and then double stop G and B, and then 2nd fret G, and then that repeats. So that's, and then that first measure happens again. So the first 2 measures are this. And then the third measure is the same as the first measure of the chorus. And then the fourth measure is this. So it's the first 2 beats of the fourth measure are the exact same as the first 2 beats of the second measure. So it's G and B, and then open D, open G, and then the double stop, and then open G and open D. So, and then, so now we play the D, open D, and D on the 2nd string. We play them together and then play 2 more of the 2nd string Ds. And then we add our middle finger or 1st finger to the 2nd fret of the G string. Like that. And then we do a quick slide from the D up to the E on the 5th fret. And then the next measure is this. So it does that move again, but we're doing this. So playing open E and open B, and then a quick pull off A to G. And then we play E, 2nd fret D string, plus open G, and then open E and open B. I'm sorry, oh, and then open G, sorry. Like that. So. And then that move, same exact thing. And then when we get here to the G and B again, starts the same way, open G, open B, and then D and G, and then we do this, we do a quick little hammer on G to A, open B, and then the D octave, and it's basically the same thing. So the open D octave to the C note on the 1st fret, to the double stop, to the A on the 3rd string, and then open E and open B together. So that's like and then now we do a pull off A to G, play G again, and then we do that C thing where we play the C plus the double stop and do a quick hammer on onto the 1st fret. And then a quick pull off 1st to open. So, and then the next measure is, so we're hammering on G to A, and then playing low G and open B. And then now we're pulling off A to G, and then open G and a D power chord. So that's, so that measure sounds like that. And that's the end of the chorus. So if we go back, it'll sound like this. Let's see. And that's the end of the chorus. And then from there, there's the little interlude, which is really just 2 measures long, and it goes like this. And then it all starts over again. So this interlude, we're playing 5th fret on the D string, 7th fret on the high E, and there's an open B in between. Like that. And then we drop that down to 4th fret and 5th fret, and then we keep that open B in between. And then we drop that down another whole step to 2nd and 3rd. And then we drop it down another, well, we then go basically the same strings, but they're open string D, open string B, and 2nd fret high E. So it's like that. And then we sort of outline a C major chord, playing C on the A string, open G, C on the 1st fret. And then we play the top 3 strings of that C chord, so open G, C, and then open E. And then open B, open G. So So that's sorry. And then we play a D chord, and then hammer on open B to D, play open G, and that's basically the end of the interlude. So that interlude sounds like this. And then the whole thing starts over again. So let's go back to the beginning of the chorus, and I'll play through the entire thing slowly all the way to the end of the interlude. So this is it. Let's try that again. And there you have it. That's basically all the parts you need to play perfect. And then I think it goes back verse, chorus, verse, chorus, chorus. It's something like that. You'll listen to the record, and remember, if you're playing with a record, capo on the first fret, and then everything is literally the same, just obviously moved up a fret because you have a capo on the first fret. But the idea is to understand how relatively simplistic it is if you have like a 4-chord song that's you know based sort of around a guitar chord progression, that you can really take it and you can adapt it so that you're playing the melody and the chords at the same time, and you don't have to do a lot of movement. It's not like I'm flying. I mean, the most movement I'm doing is going up to this C chord and then climbing down, and then everything else is basically in the first position. And if you kind of want to attempt that, I would really suggest doing that with like a real simple pop song. You know, like Perfect is obviously a perfect example, but you could do it with any. You could do it with a Bob Marley song. You could do it with a Bob Dylan song. You could do it with, you know, whoever. Get that melody, figure out the chords, and then start by sort of just tackling the bass note of the chord and trying to add the melody to it. And when the chord changes, put a new bass note for the new chord and keep trying to play that melody. And then once you're competent at playing melody and bass, then you could begin to fill in the in-between notes that help give it that really rounded out approach, or that rounded out sound. And that's sort of like the idea behind this. So this should serve as like a nice, easy template for you to get into making your own fingerstyle arrangements of pop songs, because it's not as difficult as it may seem. So give it a shot and have some fun.